How far will one man go to right a wrong? And at what cost?
Seen it once, don't remember when. Think it's time to watch it again. Follow, subscribe, stay up to date. Episodes drop the last Friday. It's a Matt, forgot that. It's a Matt, forgot that. It's a Matt, forgot that podcast.
Welcome to the Matt Forgot That podcast, the place to recollect and reminisce. I'm your host, Matt Seroski, filmmaker, film fan. Each episode, I'm going to rewatch and review a movie or TV pilot that I've seen before but don't quite remember. It could be a blockbuster, critic's choice, or cult classic. To join in on the conversation, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Matt Seroski. You can subscribe to my YouTube page where I'll post videos and clips from the show. If you have any opinions on what I've reviewed, or want to share your own trip down memory lane, use the hashtag MattForgotThat on social. Before we start, last season on the podcast, we did the top 10 worst songs of the 80s. Well, we're going to another decade. These are the top 10 worst 90s songs according to RollingStone.com. At number 10, we have What's Up by Four Non Blondes. I have to wholeheartedly disagree with this one. It was written by Linda Perry, who is a brilliant songwriter, and it's a catchy as hell tune. I went to a Kate Nash concert and they were playing this before the show started, and the whole audience started to sing. Sorry, it made its mark on pop culture. Doesn't deserve to be on this list. Now the next one does. I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred. This is not a good song. It's an earworm, and I know every lyric, but it's the type of song that would only be popular in the 90s. I think their tongue was firmly planted in cheek with this one. At number 7, 1098, at number 8, because I can't count, is Who Let the Dogs Out? And it's so hard not to follow that with woof, 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 woof. But this is a terrible song. I don't even know if there are actual lyrics to the song other than Who Let the Dogs Out. Are there any verses? Alphonse, look that up for me. At number 7, we have My Heart Will Go On. Now, was this song overplayed? Absolutely. And that's the only reason it's on this list. Because otherwise, I can think of about 3 or 4 other songs that can be in its place. At number 6, we have Mbop by Hanson. I think Hanson needs to do a Taylor Swift and re-record their first album, because their voices have matured, they become better musicians, and I think people would appreciate their work so much more. And when you look at the lyrics, they're pretty poignant, especially when you think they wrote the song when they were 17, 14, and 11. You have so many relationships in this life, only 1 or 2 will last. You go through all the pain and strife, then you turn your back and they're gone so fast. So hold on to the ones who really care. In the end, they'll be the only ones there. When you get old and start losing your hair, can you tell me who will still care? That hits a little different when you're 45 with a paunch, right? Next at 5 is Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. I agree, this is just terrible. Number 4, Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. Now, this should be number 1 because not only did Vanilla Ice take the bass line from Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie, but then he denied that he took the bass line by saying, we added another beat to it. Theirs is do-do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Mine is do-do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, that don't work, buddy. Queen and Bowie sued him, got a bunch of money. At number 3, Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus. Not the worst song to cross over from country to pop. That would be Honky Tonk Badonkadonk. Yep, that's real. Look it up. I don't know, this song doesn't bother me. It's kinda catchy. Everyone was singing it. At number 2, The Macarena. Yeah, alright, this is not a good song at all. But I'm glad it made a lot of money for those 2 old guys, you know what I mean? And lastly, at number 1, Barbie Girl by the dance pop group Aqua. Okay, I get it's supposed to be a social commentary, very much in the same vein as I'm Too Sexy, But all those affected voices, yeah. I don't know if it's number one, but it definitely deserves a spot. So what do you think? Did Rolling Stone get it right? And what are some of your least favorite songs of the 90s? Hit me up on social media using the hashtag #MattForgotThat. On to the main attraction. Each review will end with a ranking out of 5 stars. 1 star is skip it, 2 stars watch at your own risk, 3 stars standard fare, 4 stars worth checking out, and 5 stars must see. Now, if I give a title 5 stars, it doesn't mean I'm comparing it to Casablanca, Jaws, or Seinfeld. I rank titles based on other movies or TV series in that genre and at that time period. In this episode of the podcast, I'm rewatching and reviewing The Fugitive from 1993. It was directed by Andrew Davis, who helmed Steven Seagal vehicles, Above the Law and Under Siege, sci-fi thriller Chain Reaction, vigilante action film Collateral Damage, and family flick Holes. The screenplay was co-written by Jeb Stewart, who scribed actioner Die Hard, science fiction horror Leviathan, buddy cop sequel Another 48 Hours, crime thriller Switchback, and was the creator of television spin-off Vikings Valhalla. And David Twohy, who penned supernatural horror Warlock, post-apocalyptic Waterworld, action drama G.I. Jane, and the Pitch Black franchise. He also wrote the story. It's based on the television series created by Roy Huggins. It stars Harrison Ford as Dr. Richard Kimball, known for some of the most iconic characters in cinematic history. His career started with television roles in the 1960s, before Ford impressed in George Lucas's American Graffiti, leading to his breakout in Star Wars, where he portrayed Han Solo. He followed this with the equally iconic Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He became a major box office draw with a wide range of successful films, such as Blade Runner, Witness, Working Girl, Patriot Games, and Air Force One. Recognized for his distinctive presence, rugged charm, and strong performances, Harrison Ford remains one of Hollywood's most enduring and respected stars. Tommy Lee Jones portrays Deputy U.S. Marshal Sam Gerard. His career is defined by a commanding presence and often intense, stoic performances. His breakthrough was in the biography Coal Miner's Daughter as husband Doolittle Lynn. With memorable roles in JFK and Under Siege, it was his part in The Fugitive that solidified his status as a major Hollywood star, earning him an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. His work often blends action and dry humor with powerful drama, as seen in The Client, Natural Born Killers, Batman Forever, Men in Black, No Country for Old Men, and In the Valley of Ella, the latter of which earned him another Academy Award nomination. A master of both drama and dark comedy, Jones's career remains one of integrity and unforgettable characters. The Fugitive also features Celia Ward, Julianne Moore, Joe Pantoliano, and Jane Lynch. So let's jump into it. This is what I remember. The face-off between Kimball and Gerard in the storm drain, with that great piece of dialogue. Kimball says, "I didn't kill my wife," to which Gerard responds, "I don't care." Then of course you have the accident, the bus flipping over allowing Kimball to escape, and the train crashing into it. As a side note, the wrecked train and bus is still a tourist attraction in Dillsboro, North Carolina. And then, of course, the game of hide and seek during the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Now I'm heading off to rewatch the movie. This is what I forgot. Dr. Richard Kimball, a respected Chicago vascular surgeon, is wrongly convicted of his wife Helen's brutal murder. On the night of the crime, he was found in a state of shock, but the jury believes he killed her in a fit of rage. As Kimball is being transported to prison, a freak accident occurs, and he narrowly escapes when the prison bus crashes. Now a fugitive on the run, Kimball is determined to find his wife's real killer. U.S. Marshal Sam Gerard, a relentless and highly skilled lawman, is tasked with capturing Kimball. As Gerard and his team track him across the state, Kimball discovers that his wife's death is linked to a larger conspiracy involving dangerous pharmaceutical companies, and he races to uncover the truth before it's too late. As Gerard closes in, both men find themselves entangled in a cat-and-mouse pursuit where the lines between right and wrong blur, and the fate of an innocent man and the guilty parties behind his wife's murder hang in the balance. The clock is ticking for Kimball, and Gerard may have to decide whether to follow the law or pursue justice. Here's a quote without context. "If they can dye the river green today, why can't they dye it blue the other 364 days of the year?" The Fugitive is more than just a thrilling cat-and-mouse chase. It's a nuanced exploration of justice, identity, and the moral complexities of law enforcement. The film balances intense action sequences with psychological depth, making it a compelling character study wrapped in the guise of a crime thriller. The movie excels at developing its characters, particularly through the contrasting journeys of the two leads. Dr. Kimball's character arc is built around the transition from victim to avenger. He's driven by the need for answers about his wife's murder, and evolves from a man trying to escape into one determined to expose corruption at the highest levels. Gerard begins the film as a no-nonsense lawman, deeply committed to his job of capturing Kimball. He is defined by his adherence to the law, and has almost robotic pursuit of fugitives, showing a man who views the world in clear binaries of right and wrong, but as the film progresses, becomes more aware of the ambiguity in his pursuit. The direction of The Fugitive is sharp and efficient, with Davis focusing on grounded realism rather than over-stylized action. The Fugitive succeeds on multiple levels: action-packed thriller, crime-driven drama, and philosophical meditation on justice. Through the compelling performances of Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones, the film explores the idea of truth versus perception, the flaws within systems of power, and the human capacity for both moral righteousness and doubt. The film's enduring popularity is not just due to its edge-of-your-seat moments, but because it presents a timeless question. How far will one man go to right a wrong, and at what cost? Now for a little trivial trivia. This was the first American movie shown in Chinese theaters in over 40 years, and was hugely popular with its audience. The Fugitive was produced by Copelson Entertainment and distributed by Warner Brothers. It was filmed at Cook County Jail, Dearborn Street, Merrill C. Meigs Field, all in Chicago, Illinois, and Blue Ridge Mountains, Cheoah Dam, Great Smoky Mountains Railroad, all in North Carolina. The cinematography was captured by Michael Chapman, whose filmography includes psychological drama, Taxi Driver, concert film, The Last Waltz, sci-fi remake, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, coming-of-age horror, The Lost Boys, and family sports film, Space Jam. He was nominated for 2 Academy Awards for Best Cinematography of Raging Bull and The Fugitive. It was edited by the team of Don Brochu, David Finfer, Dean Goodhill, Dove Honing, Richard Nord, and Dennis Verkler. The score was composed by James Newton Howard, who wrote the music for Baseball Flick, Major League, rom-com Pretty Woman, political comedy Dave, thriller The Sixth Sense, and the Dark Knight trilogy. He's been nominated for 9 Academy Awards for Best Music, Original Score, and Original Song. The runtime is 2 hours 10 minutes. It had a budget of $44 million and grossed $368 million at the box office. It was nominated for 7 Oscars at the 1994 Academy Awards. In 1998, Tommy Lee Jones reprised his role as U.S. Deputy Marshal Sam Gerard in U.S. Marshals. On the Ski Index, I give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Really solid. If you've seen The Fugitive and have opinions on the movie, let me know what you think using the hashtag #MattForgotThat. Moving right along, each episode, I'm going to post throwback clips that I think people should watch. It could be movie trailers, music videos, interviews, or something completely random. Search for my YouTube page and there'll be a playlist called Matt Forgot That Playback. Go West became a quintessential pop band of the 1980s, blending sophisticated melodies with the era's signature synthesizer-driven sound. With their infectious hooks, smooth vocals, and polished production, they became a staple of British pop music. Formed in London in 1982 by vocalist Peter Cox and guitarist Richard Drummey, the duo's early work was influenced by the new wave and synth-pop sounds that were dominating the airwaves during this period. Their big break came in 1985 with their self-titled debut album, which featured the hit single We Close Our Eyes. It reached the top 10 in the UK, Italy, Australia, and New Zealand. The single's Goodbye Girl was featured in the second season of crime drama Miami Vice, and Call Me was on the playlist for Flash FM in the video game Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Their follow-up album, Dancing on the Couch, would peak at number 19 on the UK albums charts, behind the singles True Colors, I Wanna Hear It From You, and The King Is Dead. In 1990, they released the single King of Wishful Thinking, which would make a splash stateside as part of the Pretty Woman soundtrack. It reached number 8 on the US Billboard Hot 100. In 2018, Paul Rudd and Jimmy Fallon recreated a shot-for-shot music video for this song on The Tonight Show, further solidifying its place in pop culture. The song was included on their third album, Indian Summer, 2 years later, along with the Bobby Caldwell cover, What You Won't Do for Love, which was also sampled by Tupac Shakur in the hit Do for Love. Go West began to take a break from recording and performing regularly, with both Cox and Drummey pursuing side projects, including solo work and collaboration with other artists. They returned to the spotlight with a Greatest Hits album released in 1998 and began performing live again to their loyal fan base. They continued to release studio albums and extended plays, along with the single Determination, which was on the compilation album Fly, songs inspired by the film Eddie the Eagle. Their songs are frequently heard on retro-themed radio stations, and their music rediscovered by new audiences every day through streaming platforms. Go West's career, spanning over 4 decades, is a testament to the longevity of well-crafted pop music. Their journey from chart-topping success in the 1980s to more niche recognition in the 90s and 2000s reflects the changing taste in popular music, but the duo's knack for blending emotional depth with mainstream appeal has kept them very relevant. I've selected a couple of clips from their biggest hits. They're all available in the Matt Forgot That Playback playlist on YouTube. Check it out. Now it's time for the recommendation. Yes, that's the word recommendation with Matt in the middle. I'm going to end each podcast with my own recommendation of a movie or TV series. Today I'm talking about Twin Peaks. Mark Frost and David Lynch's groundbreaking television series defies easy categorization, blending elements of soap opera, mystery, surrealism, and psychological drama. Originally airing from 1990 to 1991, and later revived in 2017, Twin Peaks is known for its enigmatic narrative, dreamlike atmosphere, and deeply unsettling imagery, all of which combine to explore themes of identity, duality, and the intersection of the mundane and the supernatural, which left an indelible mark on television and popular culture, influencing a generation of filmmakers and television creators. Set in the small, seemingly idyllic town of Twin Peaks, Washington, the show opens with the discovery of homecoming queen Laura Palmer's murdered body. The show centers on FBI Special Agent Dale Cooper, who is sent to investigate her murder. Cooper represents the archetype of the rational, inquisitive investigator, yet he is deeply affected by the town's peculiarities, and engages in mysticism, including dream analysis and visions. His character balances the ordinary detective story trope with the extraordinary elements of the series, embodying the show's fascination with the unknown and the unknowable. Many of the other townspeople, from the charming yet morally ambiguous Leland Palmer to the mysterious and seductive Audrey Horne, reflect the series' deeper preoccupations with human desires, secrecy, and duality. Almost every character in Twin Peaks lives in a state of tension between their public persona and their hidden lives. While the investigation into Laura Palmer's murder forms the central narrative arc, Twin Peaks distinguishes itself with its frequent departures into the supernatural. Throughout the series, elements of the strange and otherworldly intrude upon the seemingly mundane world of Twin Peaks. Dreams, visions, and cryptic messages take on a significant role in the investigation. Lynch and Frost use the town of Twin Peaks as a microcosm for the complexities of human nature. The show remains one of the most innovative and influential television series ever created. Its combination of surrealism, mystery, and psychological depth broke new grounds for what television could be, paving the way for more complex, boundary-pushing narratives. Frost and Lynch's work challenges the audience to think beyond conventional storytelling, embracing ambiguity and the unsettling unknown. Twin Peaks invites viewers to question what is hidden in plain sight, making it a masterpiece of both its era and the modern television landscape. That's all for this edition of Matt Forgot That. Thanks for listening to me reminisce. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Matt Seroski. You can subscribe to my YouTube page where I'll post videos and clips from the show. If you have any opinions on what I've reviewed, or want to share your own trip down memory lane, use the hashtag MattForgotThat on social. Head over to mattseroski.com for all the latest news and updates, and come back next time for the rewatch and review. And family sports film, Flim Flam, the hell was I trying to say there? Is wrongly convicted of his wife's Helen Brutal's murder. Yep, let's do that again. Cooper represents the archetype of the rational, inquisitive investigator, yet he's deeply affected by the town's peculiarities. Oh boy, slurred that one. As Gerard closes in, both men find themselves entangled in a cat and mouth. Behind the single's true colors, I Want to Hear It From You, and the King oh boy. Dr. Kimball's character arc is built around the transition from victim to avenger. Whoa, we took a pause on that note.